Good morning. I trust all is well. I am very happy, very elated to, on this last full day of the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, his last day of his administration. We are more than willing and accepting the My Brother's Keepers Challenge on behalf of the town of Greenburgh. We believe in making an investment in today's youth so they will have a fruitful tomorrow. And we can't do that alone. That's why we are here today announcing this to the community and making sure that all the key partners within this room are on board with what we're about to accomplish. We have the town leadership, the town board, all the elected officials. We have the town's police department. We have all 10 school districts within the town of Greenburgh, but of course, you know, we always have a close affinity to Greenburgh Central because the majority of the kids that take advantage of our programs actually walk through these doors. Some great things come out of Greenburgh, and we're going to make sure that we continue in that legacy.
We are here at the Theodore D. Young Community Center because the Greenburgh Central School District just accepted the My Brother's Keepers Challenge. My Brother's Keepers is an initiative by President Barack Obama, and it was launched in 2014 to empower our young men. Guess what? Some of our boys are here as we accepted the initiative along with the Elmsford School District. Our boys are here to hear about the challenge and to learn more about what their expectations are and what they are to expect from the villagers. We're really excited about the possibilities of this initiative. Although the Greenburgh Central School District applied for the My Brother's Keepers grant and we didn't get it, we recognize that we're still going to do the work, and we know that the money and the philanthropic support will eventually come. Come check us out.
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing? You doing all right? So do you know the significance of this program?
Not really.
Say what?
Not really.
Okay, so I was one of the fortunate ones. My parents were very strict when it came to education. So my foundation goes back to them saying that I had to go to school. Actually, to tell you the truth, I really thought I was going to go into the Air Force. So by the time I had the recruiter come by and everything, I had passed the test. My dad sat through the whole presentation. And he was just like, "Great, thank you for coming. My son can do whatever he wants after he graduates from college." That's when I thought, I was like, all right, I have no choice in the matter. I say that to say that's where my experience comes from. And I made it a point, I made it a directive to make sure that I help those that are younger than me, to make sure that they succeed, they achieve, they want to accomplish whatever they want to accomplish out of life. I want that for them, and I want to make sure that I am able to help them do that. That's why this program is so important.
Ladies, gentlemen, students, staff, principals, superintendents, officers, and all in attendance, welcome, good morning, and thank you so much for being here with us. This is a great day. And thank you for coming to us here in the town of Greenburgh at the Department of Community Resources here at the Theodore D. Young Community Center, where we are embarking on a mission that we've been doing for some time, but it's great that it have a name and a place for it to actually happen. This will be brief, but important, so I ask your full attention as I bring forward our Commissioner of the Department of Community Resources, Mr. Andre Early.
Good morning. Good morning. What time is it? Someone has a time. 11:13? We're supposed to start at 11, right? To be on time is to be late, but to be early is to be on time. I'm early, so I'm always on time. How will history judge this man and his tenure is a question none of us can fully answer. It depends not only on what has happened, but on what has yet to occur. And I suspect President Obama will have a hand, a strong hand, in shaping this destiny. Journalist Dan Rather shared these words at the conclusion of the farewell speech of the 44th President of the United States, President Barack Obama. Thank you for joining us here today with the Department of Community Resources here at the Theodore D. Young Community Center. When we think of the concept of destiny, we need to grasp the reality of one's journey. For many, their journey started in 1967 when a humble and unassuming facility opened that changed lives for many. A few short years, this youth center became the Fairview Greenberg Community Center, and it opened its doors in the current facility in which we sit. Then further being named the Theodore D. Young Community Center and being incorporated with the town of Greenberg's operations as the Department of Community Resources. This department seeks to improve the quality of life of Greenberg residents by providing a variety of educational, social, cultural, recreational programs and services. On this last full day of President Barack Obama's administration, the town of Greenberg, by way of this department and community partners, officially accepts the My Brother's Keeper Challenge. The various partners present and assembled here today have a vested interest in today's youth. We all know the obstacles and challenges a young man of color faces when they leave the comfort of their home. We are here today because we care. To our partners, I'm pretty sure you can recall the sacrifices made by our loved ones so we can achieve and succeed in life. Each generation is supposed to do better than the previous. So when we look at the milestones of this initiative, getting a healthy start, reading at a grade level of third grade, graduating from high school ready for college and a career, successfully entering the workforce, keeping kids on track, giving them second chances, this brings us back to what this revered facility is all about. So we already have programs that are in place. We believe in a strong foundation. That's why our partnership with the Exposure Foundation and its academic enrichment program is beneficial. First and Goal, a free program, young men 7 to 13 years of age, putting them on track, assisting with life skill sets. We've recently launched I Matter, a free program preparing teenagers 14 to 18 years of age for employment. Spoken Interludes, a free program. We can go on and on and on. Youth development programs are in place to enhance the life of young men of color. But please keep in mind, this does not mean we are ignoring our beautiful young ladies. That's why we have yet another free program, Girls Destined for Greatness. So we are on the move. We have been since 1967. We look at how our young men are portrayed right now. 8 times out of 10, it's in a negative manner. But because of some key partners, we can see young men being matched up with mentors participating with the Blue Nile Rites of Passage program. Because of key partners, we can see young men participating in a fraternities mentoring program such as Kappa Alpha Psi's award-winning Kappa League. Because of key partners, we have young men that are actively participating in a summer youth camp sponsored by the town's police department. We can go on and on and on. We even have another community center with us, the Nepperhan Community Center out of Yonkers, Empower You. We look at healthy relationships in a positive way. We have accepted the challenge, and in the coming weeks, this department, along with the stakeholders in this room and the New York State MBK Consortium, will continue to build My Brother's Keepers community by convening a local action summit so we can formulate additional plans, a plan of action, So it's okay that Greenberg Central was not fortunate enough to receive funding for the initiative. But we have our lemons. So we're gonna make some awesome lemonade. I'm reminded of a poem by William Ernest Henley back in the 1800s. The last two lines are always my favorite. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, Invictus. At this time, I would like to invite up to the stage Superintendent Dr. Tahira Dupree Chase of the Greenberg Central School District, followed by, are we gonna do Paul or are we gonna do Ken? We'll do Ken Jones, a member of the town board of the town of Greenberg. Thank you.
I'd like to call the principal of the wonderful Woodlands High School, middle and high school, Mr. Matt Smith, to please join me on the stage. As, first of all, good morning to everyone, to all the stakeholders of this wonderful initiative. I greet you. Equally as important, I greet the young men who are standing before us. As Mr. Early indicated earlier, oftentimes, and I think he gave the statistic of 8 out of 10 times, you all are sometimes viewed in a negative manner. But I'm going to tell you what I see from my vantage point, sitting on this stage and looking at you and staring you in your eyes. I see handsome, strong-willed, positive young men, men who are ready to take on the challenges of this world, young men who exhibit confidence in themselves, young men who want an opportunity to be mentored, want an opportunity to learn as much as you can so that you can make a difference in this world and impact positively the next generation. That is what I see. That being said, this is what a true community and school partnership looks like. Whenever the Theodore Young Center or the town of Greenberg reaches out to our school district and asks to join forces in empowering our youth and impacting our children, before the question is finished, we are quick to say absolutely what do we do and where do we go. This is yet another example of what partnership looks like. We have a shared commitment to empower our youth, particularly with this particular initiative, our young men of color. We also have a shared recognition that we have a moral imperative in this society to collaboratively make a positive impact on our young men and our boys through sound education, through mentorship, through college counseling and career counseling, as well as preparation, and also guiding you young men in making healthy and safe choices. In the absence of empowering our young men, we eventually, as a society, disempower the next generation, and that is something that we will not do. So we at the Greenberg Central School District, Mr. Early, Mr. Feiner, are excited about the possibilities of this incredible initiative. And I'm going to speak on behalf of my colleague who is here, Dr. Joe Rieker of the Elmsford School District Superintendent. We are excited about the possibilities of this initiative for our school district. While we did not receive the My Brother's Keeper grant, as Commissioner Early indicated, and believe me, we tried. We did not receive it. However, we understand the importance of the work that goes into this grant and making it happen. We understand the work that needs to be done to empower our young men and to provide them with sound education. We understand the work that goes into ensuring that every young man is reading at a proficient level by grade 3. We understand the work that goes into ensuring that every young man has a mentor as he is being counseled into a college of his choice or a career of his choice. We understand that every young man needs to be guided so that they make the proper choices in life, healthy choices and safe choices. That being said, we at the Greenberg Central School District, Mr. Smith, myself, I'm going to speak on behalf of my colleague, Mr. Rieker, gladly accepts the challenge of My Brother's Keeper. And we understand the importance this has for our young men. We embrace the notion that it does, in fact, take a village to raise a child. I want these young men to look around this room. This is your village. I see superintendents. I see our town supervisor. I see our police department. I see also other community centers in the room. I see those who are stakeholders here at the Theodore Young Center in the room. I see our town clerk. I see our town attorney in the room. Gentlemen, your principal, your assistant principals, your dean, your superintendent, your principal, Mr. Biaco, we're all part of that village. We have the exposure program, the director here. We have so many wonderful people who are here in this room who are part of that village to ensure that you have a fair opportunity moving forward. So we accept this challenge, and we look forward to empowering our young men, our beautiful, handsome, strong-willed, powerful young men, so that they can make a great impact in the next future, and next generation. So we look forward to your partnership. We recognize that we don't have the money, but we're going to do the work. And the money and the philanthropic support will eventually come. I give you all Mr. Smith.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Great. We know the old proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. So with the My Brother's Keeper initiative, we'd like to thank Paul Feiner, Mr. Early, for inviting us to this program. We truly believe by infusing and forging partnerships with community members that are influential, that it would truly change the trajectory of our students' lives. So we appreciate you, and thank you, Mr. Early. Thank you, Mr. Feiner. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this program, and I'd like to thank My Brother's Keeper for this very exciting day in the life of Greenberg and the Theodore Young Community Center. When I look at all the young men here, the first thing that comes to my mind is which one of you is going to succeed President Obama as President of the United States? It's going to be somebody in the first row, somebody in the second row, on the right, or left. And then I was saying to myself, I'm wondering who among you will be the replacement for Mark Zuckerberg. I heard yesterday that he may run for president, so there may be a job opening. But which one of you is going to be the world leader of social media? Mark Zuckerberg grew up in the town of Greenberg in Ardsley, so there's no reason why you can't be just like he is, like a billionaire. Don't just settle for a job. Settle for, keep pushing yourself for greatness. There's somebody in this room, you could be a Nobel Prize winner. You could be an astronaut. You could be a successful actor. The world, there's so many possibilities. So work hard. Don't give up. Be persistent. Don't get discouraged by failures. If you don't try, you're never going to get ahead. And somebody once said that to fail actually could help you become a success. So have some failures in life and don't get discouraged. And again, if you do get elected as president, remember me and make sure that I get a seat in the inauguration.
I'm Ken Jones, councilman in the town of Greenberg, and I just wanted to say, as the largest town in the region, it makes all the sense in the world that we would adopt this initiative so that we at the town level can serve as role models for other communities, just as the role models and mentors in the program will serve for all the young men sitting in the audience. I want to congratulate the Department of Community Resources and the other community stakeholders, and to let you know that we at the town level will certainly look forward to working with you to make the initiative a success going forward in the future. Thank you.
Okay, so I know we have Greenburgh Central represented, we have Elmsford represented, we have Mechanical Hills represented, am I correct?
Yes.
All right, all right. Superintendent Rico, care to have a word or two? Principal Bianco, please. Let us welcome.
I'm Joseph Ricker, the Superintendent of Schools of the Elmsford Union Free School District, and joined with me is Dr. Mark Biacco, Principal of Alexander Hamilton Junior Senior High School. And I have to tell you, this is a tremendous opportunity for our community. I echo everything that Dr. Chase said. Well, maybe not beautiful, very handsome. But fantastic opportunity and fantastic promise. And I think this program, I think the My Brother's Keeper initiative really echoes some of the great work that President Obama has done while in office for the last 8 years, and really sets our attention and our focus on the importance of supporting our young people, particularly our young men in our community. We recognize that without you, we're lost. And I can tell you what, as fathers and as teachers, we know that every minute we invest in your future is going to pay off triple. And I tell you, as superintendent of schools, as one of your teachers, I'm very proud of you already, and I'm extremely proud of you sitting here this morning. So Greenburgh, hats off to you. I know that any opportunity that we also have to work with you, we're always quick to partner, and this is another fine example of community partnership, and it's another fine example of people who care about our children and our community coming together to support you in every way we can. Bravo, and best wishes. Dr. Rocco?
Thank you. Just to begin, I'd like to thank Mr. Early, the Commissioner here at Theodore Young Center. We are very happy to partner with you, and thank you so much for the invitation. Supervisor Feiner, thank you also for accepting this challenge and for us being part of Greenburgh, inviting us to this opportunity as well. To the staff at the Theodore D. Young Center, I know that there's a lot behind the planning of this, and I too thank you. And Dr. Chase, thank you for the lovely words. In addition to which, I'd like to share a little story. Just before coming over, I met with the young men here from Elmsford, from Alexander Hamilton High School, and explained a little bit about why we were going to be here today. And it took me a moment on the bus ride over where I was able to reflect on what it is that we're doing. To the gentleman, and I'm sure to the gentleman from Woodlands and from Pecanico as well, I can say this to you as well. For my guys, you guys are not only accepting this challenge, you're living this challenge, okay? I am extremely proud of the work that you do. You represent us proudly on a daily basis, and I want you to continue to do that. And I want to partner with the Town of Greenburgh and the Theodore D. Young Community Center to make sure that that's possible, to make sure that your success is absolutely possible. So thank you again all for putting this together, and we appreciate being invited to this.
There's a saying that two of the most important days in one's life is, one, the day that you were born. The second is the day you realize why you were born. 20 years ago, I needed a job. I was out of school, I was messing around, doing retail, but I wanted to start my path, my career path. So I stopped by an agency over in White Plains, and I asked this deacon that I knew from my church if there was a job that was available. Frank Williams. Thank you. Thank you. I am here because Frank Williams gave me a chance. And here I am. I didn't dream on being here, but this was my destiny. And it's an honor and a privilege. Coming back home after spending 13 years traveling everywhere, it's always great to come back home. And there's a running joke with individuals that I came back home to because a lot of people didn't know my first name. They're like, aren't you Early's son? I'm like, what? Oh yeah, Anna Wallace Early. That means so much to me. That means so much to me now that my parents are gone. But still being here with their name, and I still have seniors in their program, in the seniors program, saying, I used to work with your father. I used to work with your mother. Or I used to cut up with your mother. All of the above. But it's an honor to be back home because I'm making a difference right here where I started. My first job that required a social security number was right here. Am I right, James? Right here. This is where you get your start. So I say to you, take advantage of the programs here. And, and I would definitely be remiss, my staff make me look so good. I don't understand why they do it for me. But nonetheless, please, please recognize and give my program staff a hand. Mr. Dinkins, Mr. Valenzuela, Ms. Harper, Mr. Bice, Mr. Brown, my deputy commissioner, my assistant commissioner. I see Jen and Monique in the back. Thank you for everything, because none of this could be possible without us working together to make this happen. So with that being said, thank you. Let's go out there and make a difference. Let's make it happen.
What this My Brother's Keeper means to me is like these mentors, they kind of give us advice and guide us through, whatever we're going through and stuff like that. And I heard a lot of stuff and I learned a lot of stuff.
What it means to me is like all the schools should like come together and we should all be together and stuff. And it's good to like learn about this. It's a good experience.
We at Woodlands accepted My Brother's Keeper Challenge. We understand that the old proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. So we're extremely fortunate to partnership with the Community Center, Greenberg community, and the influential people in the community that could change the trajectory of our young boys' lives. So, Mr. Early, Mr. Finer, thank you, and we accept the challenge.
Today is going to be a good influence on me because having a mentor is going to help me go further in life, I would guess, and it's going to give me that extra push to like having somebody that will help you.
I think my partnership today with My Brother's Keeper is going to inspire other young men like me to be a part of this, and they can benefit from this later on in their lives. So I hope I can inspire other young men like me to join, as I said.